So today we are going to read about the analytical school. Analytical school is also known as imperative school, Austinian school. The jurists of this school are concerned with first analysis of first principles of law. It studies law based on logic, structure and source, not on morality or religion. इस स्कूल में इस स्कूल के जो जूरिस्ट हैं, फॉलोवर्स थे, उनका ये मानना था कि जो लॉ है हम उसको जैसा वो है उसको वैसे ही पढ़ेंगे एज इट इज़। फॉर एग्जांपल अगर कोई प्रोविज़न है, फॉर एग्जांपल इन आईपीसी इंडियन पिनल कोड सेक्शन 299 कल्पेबल होमिसाइड, तो हम कल्पेबल होमिसाइड को एज अ स्टैच्यूटरी प्रोविज़न ऐसे ही उसको रीड करेंगे। हम ये फोकस नहीं करेंगे उसका हिस्टोरिकल बैकग्राउंड क्या था या फिर उसको क्या होना चाहिए था, वो कैसे बेटर हो सकता था। जॉन ऑस्टिन is one of the founder of this analytical school. He states law is the command of the sovereign, backed by sanction. Jeremy Bentham gives the utilitarian principle. Utility is the test of law, separation of law and morality. HLA Hart improved Austin theory with primary and secondary rules. इन्होंने primary और secondary rules बताए थे. Hans Kelsen gave us pure theory of law and Grundnorm. This school is famous for codification of law. Bentham and Austin are considered to be the founder of the analytical or positive school. Though generally Austin is said to be the father of analytical school, the analytical school, also known as legal positivism, focuses on understanding the law as it is rather than how it should be and not what is out to be. Focus on existing law. It analyzes the law as it exists, not based on historical or future perspectives. जेरमी बेंथम, इनका टाइम पीरियड है 1748 टू 1832। इनकी बुक का नाम है द लिमिट्स ऑफ ज्यूरिस्प्रूडेंस डिफाइंड। अकॉर्डिंग टू बेंथम, अ लॉ मे बी डिफाइंड एज एन assemblage of signs declarative of a violation conceived and adopted by the sovereign in a state concerning the conduct to be observed in certain cases by a certain persons or class of persons who in the case in question are supposed to be subject to his power. He completely rejected the natural rights, and according to him the purpose of law should be to promote greatest happiness to greatest number. इनका ये मानना था कि लॉ इस हिसाब से बनना चाहिए, इस ऑब्जेक्ट को माइंड में रखकर, जिससे वो ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा लोगों को खुशी दे और कम से कम लोगों को पेन पहुंचाए। इसीलिए उन्होंने पेन एंड प्लेजर की थ्योरी दी थी, जिसको जिसको ही हम यूटिलिटेरियनिज्म बोलते हैं। हेटेड जज मेड लॉ बुक द लिमिट ऑफ ज्यूरिस्प्रूडेंस डिफाइंड। ही क्रिटिसाइज्ड द जज मेड लॉ। Bentham theory of utilitarianism. Jeremy Bentham, he gave the idea of utilitarianism, which means the main goal of any law should be to bring the greatest happiness to the greatest number of people. This is called the principle of utility. Now, what is utility? Bentham said utility means anything that helps to avoid pain or bring some good happiness. If something gives pleasure, it is good. If something causes pain, it is bad. Example, imagine the government makes a law to give free education to all the children. This helps many families. It brings happiness, education, hope for a better future. It reduces pain, poverty, illiteracy. Since it benefits many people, it follows utilitarian principle, the greatest happiness of the greatest number. Next philosopher of positive school is John Austin, 1790 to 1835. His book name is Province of Jurisprudence Determined, written in 1832, considered father of English jurisprudence, made distinction law properly so called and law properly so called. इन्होंने डिस्टिंक्शन बताया था लॉ प्रॉपरली सो कॉल्ड एंड लॉ improperly so called. He confined his study only to the positive law and applied analytical method for this purpose. According to John Austin, a positive law which he considered law properly so called has the following essential attributes. Command. Law is a command issued by the sovereign to an inferior, the subject. उन्होंने बोला लॉ एक कमांड है जो सॉवरिन के द्वारा इशू की जाती है इन सब्जेक्ट इन्फीरियर को। हमारे यहाँ पर सॉवरेन कौन है? कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन, ठीक है। और सब्जेक्ट कौन है यहाँ पर? पीपल। Example, a traffic rule stating do not exceed 60 km per hour on this highway is a general command directed to all drivers. Sovereign, this command must be given by sovereign. Example, in a monarchy, the monarch is the sovereign. In a democracy, the parliament acting within its constitution powers is the sovereign. Sanction, a sanction is the pain. और वो क्यों फॉलो करेंगे? बिकॉज लोगों के अंदर एक डर होगा, इफ दे डोंट follow that particular demand which was provided by the sovereign, they are going to be punished. A sanction is the pain that will be inflicted if the command is disobeyed. Without the possibility of fear of enforcement and punishment, a command is merely a wish. If there is no fear of punishment, a command is merely a wish, not a law properly so called. Example, the fine or imprisonment you might face for violating the speeding law is the sanction. Division of law as per the Austin's province of jurisprudence defined. His main ideas about types of law. Laws properly so called, उनको उन्होंने real laws बोला. These are actual valid laws according to Austin. Austin इनको ही valid law मानता था, जो कि थे laws properly so called. They have three features. इनके तीन features होंगे. They should carry a command. They should given by a political superior sovereign backed by a sanction punishment. Example, man-made laws. BNS में जैसे punishment है murder के लिए 101 section 101. Command don't kill. Sovereign किसने दिए? Parliament of India, a political superior. बिल पास हुआ है, फिर एक्ट बना है, फिर लॉ आ गया. Sanction, death penalty or life imprisonment. Because it meets all the three features, Austin calls this a law properly so called a true law. Austin further divided law properly so called into divine law, law by God, not main focus of Austin. यहाँ पर Austin का main focus नहीं था, divine law. जैसे कि divine natural law, जो जैसे फॉर एग्जांपल हम राशन की लाइन में खड़े होते हैं या फिर कहीं आधार कार्ड अपडेट कराने गए हैं, वहाँ पर लाइन है, तो हम नॉर्मली खुद ही सब एक लाइन बना लेते हैं, तो लॉ ऑफ नेचर है. द 10 कमांडमेंट्स, ह्यूमन लॉस. पॉजिटिव लॉ, कमांड बाय सॉवरेन बैंक्ड बाय सैंक्शन. क्रिमिनल लॉस, ट्रैफिक लॉस, ऑल आर मेड बाय मैन. नॉन सॉवरेन रूल्स मेड बाय प्राइवेट बॉडीज, नॉट ट्रू लॉज. एग्जाम्पल, क्लब और स्पोर्ट रूल्स. Laws improperly so called are not real laws by analogy. Social or moral rules, no legal force. Example, fashion rules etiquette. By metaphor, natural principles called laws. Example, law of gravity. Austin is criticized by so many persons because of his three features which he supported, like he ignored customs, he ignored judge-made law, he ignored permissive nature of some laws. He treated international law as morality, too much focus on command. He ignored the link between law and morality. Sanction उन्होंने उनके अकॉर्डिंग वही लॉ लोग मानेंगे जिसमें कोई पनिशमेंट होगी, ऐसा नहीं है. जैसे फॉर एग्जांपल, मोस्ट पीपल पे टैक्सेस नॉट बिकॉज ऑफ फियर बट बिकॉज इट्स देयर ड्यूटी. Indivisibility of sovereignty criticized.